They put these fucking labels on them so that, you know, it makes their opinions invalid. But, you know, people are smarter these days. There's more information out there than there was, you know, 20 years ago, where you had to go buy books to find out whatever information in regards to, you know, the politics of it or growing it or, you know, just the history of it, where now that shit is all over online and people have educated themselves and they kind of know exactly what's going on. So when they're fed this bullshit, people get frustrated because, you know, you're thinking that people are buying the same old bullshit that they used to. And we all know that, you know, besides smoking it the way we do, there's so many, you know, uses for it. And there's so many reasons that it should be legal. I mean, you know
Todd McCormick, right?
Yes.
Todd McCormick always says it best. He says the real issue is that it's a commodity.
Yeah.
And you make that commodity legal, you're going to open it up to farmers.
Yeah.
And you're going to allow people to have control over a pretty powerful resource.
Really?
Hemp, the product hemp is illegal in this country. Like, you can't grow hemp in this country because it's too close to marijuana. Even though it's not even psychoactive, it's too close to marijuana, so you can't grow it. Well, that's ridiculous because the plant itself has so many fucking uses, like an incredible amount of uses for nutrition and for protein and for making paper and cloth. Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, it's one of those things where you hear the actual facts and it almost seems like a joke because it's like there's no way there could be something that's this good at so many different things and is illegal.
And you think about it like this, you know, the revenue stream that it can bring on both ends. Like if you're a consumer,
even just the hemp.
Yeah, even that's what I'm saying.
Hemp.
Even just the hemp,
non-psychoactive.
Yeah, but even on both ends. Let's just say you separated both lines of it and said, okay, we're going to grow hemp for this, and we're going to let people consume it. So we're going to let this, you know, them grow this part for the people who consume it. Like let's say tobacco products and stuff like that, like a carton of cigarettes or whatever. Let's just say they applied it to that and made the hemp, you know, the other stuff that can come of it, you know, like you said, whatever is consumable as far as the nutritional values of it and whatnot. The revenue streams on both ends, they can't create. They don't know where to get any new revenue streams from, not in any state all over the country, you know, especially in the places like California where their economy is shit. You know, our economy here in the state is fucked up, let alone the United States, period. These are revenue streams they could take advantage of, tax dollar, create jobs, you know, because if you do open up those farms, you got to have the people to work the farms.
I think it's. I mean, there's
so many reasons.
There's so many reasons, but I think it's one of the most shocking things about human beings. I mean, it's one of the most shocking things about human culture is that somehow or another, just because someone was really good at lying about 60 years ago, just because they were really awesome at lying, we're still suffering from that today.
They had the best team of liars.
Yeah,
compile a bunch of garbage that they did no studies on or didn't know how to study.
Well, the whole reefer madness thing, I mean, that should be evidence enough for people that there was some funkiness afoot.
There was so much bullshit, man. For much
folks
bullshit.
who haven't seen it, it's amazing to think that this was what they were trying to convince people pot does to you. Remember the guy's like playing the piano and shit, and he's fucking puffing away at the pot, and he's losing his mind.
Yeah, he looks like he's tweaking.
Totally,
he looks like he's tweaking, man. And I never ever seen anybody looking like that.
Yeah,
smoking as much as we smoke, and the people that we smoke with, man. I mean, we smoke some really strong shit. And if you're going to see somebody freak out, it definitely ain't in the way that it was.
I've seen it, though.
Portrayed.
Reefer madness?
No, I've seen a girl freak out. Like this girl smoked once, and it was her first time smoking, and she ran as fast as she could towards the bathroom, hit the bathtub, and just flew into the shower. Totally should have broke like her legs. She ran so fast.
It's like Joe said earlier. It's, for some people, they can't handle the shit.
Right. Yeah. There needs to be a driver's test for it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there should be a driver's test for pot. That's a good call.
Everybody handles their shit different.
A driver's test for pot is actually a very good call.
Exactly. Just get you really stoned, and you have to listen to some like Grateful Dead, and then get you really stoned and listen to some punk, and then get really stoned and mix it with some alcohol. You know, there's like all these tests that you have to do, and then you get graded on each one. Like, okay, you can get stoned with everyone except women. You know, we put you with 3 women, and you totally just started combing their hair, and then you started hitting them. So. You know,
there should be some evaluation, maybe. You know, but then to be by who? The government? The government's going to be able to step in and tell you what.
No,
you
it should be like the Boy Scouts or something.
The Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts.
We should take you on a camping. It should be us.
See if you can handle
We should
mushrooms.
be the ones to make the regulation.
Right.
Yeah,
it should
the
be.
internet. You should have to write a blog, and the internet could decide whether or not you're a douche. And that's what keeps you know. Just tell us about yourself. Tell us about yourself. Well, you know, I'm fucking pretty awesome. Basically, I'm the best at everything I do.
I totally fucking rule.
Yeah, you can't get weed. You can't handle this shit.
No,
you need a few yoga classes first, son.
No, I've seen people totally freak out. There was one time, man, when the Kush first came around in 1995, right? I was one of the first people with it here in Cali.
And the Kush is just the OG, super strong.
The OG Kush is obviously one of the strongest.
Deep indica.
You know, to me, it's the strongest. I've smoked other shit that was strong, but that one, after smoking it for like maybe since 95 till now, it still gets me high as fuck. Okay, no,
that sounds ridiculous.
I can't say that for any other herb. I could smoke shitloads of herb all day. But when we first got that, so like we were the only ones with it at the time. You know, it was like a small circle of guys, and we were on tour. We went to Michigan, right? And Michigan had some good herb. You know what I mean? They had some nice green, smelly shit. And we were backstage chilling, and one of my friends, you know, he had a group of girls that he knew out there and shit, and they come back. Hey, so you're Cypress Hill, huh? Where's all the weed at? I don't smell no weed in here. I heard you guys are the weed kings and all that. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And I bet you don't got no better weed than me. We're like, all right, well, we'll smoke some of our shit with you. But look, if we smoke our shit, all jokes aside, just hit it slow. Don't hit it hard, because this shit is really strong, and I know you're talking all that shit, but just just trust me. Don't hit this too hard, right? She goes, I probably smoke better weed than you. I'm like,
no.
Okay, all right, okay. This was like in 1997.
Everybody always wants to pretend they have the best weed. Why is that?
And they always want to brag to me that they do. You know what I'm saying?
No one's ever like, yo, my weed is shit.
My weed is
crap, bullshit, man. Weed, man.
I got some whack weed. You don't
barely high, dude.
I got some whack weed, but you want to smoke my shit?
Smoke all day and I'm barely high.
But
I only say that when I know the other person has better weed, and I want to go, oh no, because I want to smoke your weed.
You know.
So she says to you, I've smoked better weed than you.
I've probably smoked better weed than you, right? So I'm like, all right.
Is there a more preposterous statement?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I've never seen a picture of you without a pot leaf next to you somewhere.
Yeah, you know, so she was openly testing me, right? So I said, okay, let's roll one up then, right? So we roll one up, and just like I told her not to do, she takes a fucking huge hit, like trying to show off, you know.
Oh, God.
You know, the super exaggerated, let me prove how big of a stoner I am hit, right? Wrong move. Wrong fucking move. She starts coughing up lungs and shit. Head spinning, and within 5 to 10 minutes, she was like, what did you guys put in this weed? I've never felt this before. What did you guys with this guy? This shit was laced. This shit was laced. I never smoked nothing like this. I've been smoking a long time. I've never felt I'm like, see, I told you. Look, I said, we hit the shit too. I mean, you don't see us freaking out. You know, there was nothing. You watched me roll it. I told you not to hit it hard. I said, you know what? You better take this bitch home. You know what? Get your friend and take her home. She can't handle her shit.
Oh,
you know?
Wow.
Have you ever felt that, though, at all? Have you ever smoked something where you're like, this shit was laced, this was like embalming fluid or anything something like this?
I have a story like that, but I didn't freak out like that. You know? We had just filmed this video for Latin Lingo off of our first album, and I hadn't smoked all day. My homie that lived in Long Beach, you know, he was like, yeah, come up, bro, we're fucking blazing right now, you know? And it was about 10, 11 o'clock, whatever. So I head all the way out to Long Beach, and he hands me a bowl. It's a circle of guys. Fucking room is just smoked out. I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. It's not going to take long to get high here. So he gives me this 3-foot bong. You know, one of those graphics ones. Remember the old graphics, acrylics with the tin bottom and shit? So he gives me one of those. I take a hit. I'm feeling cool, right? It goes around the circle, comes back to me. Boom, I hit another one. Comes back a third time. So after the third time, I'm like feeling extra high. And I've like, that's usually nothing to me. I was like, what the fuck, man? Why am I feeling? I'm like starting to feel closed in and claustrophobic. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's fucking hot in here, man. Can you open the window, bro? I'm fucking dying. I can't breathe, right? And they're like, dude, why are you freaking out? I said, I don't know, man. I'm high right now. He goes, oh, it must be the hash we put on the bottom of the bowl. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know there was hash on the bottom of the bowl, but I was freaking out at first because I'm like, man, I've smoked this weed before. Why am I so tripping off of 3 fucking bowls? I had to leave. I'm like, all right, guys, I got to go, man.
Hash is a very odd high.
It's heavy.
Especially when you're not expecting it.
No, it's heavy. Yeah, I definitely wasn't.
It's like a super cousin to marijuana.
Yeah, nobody went out of their way to tell me till after. Oh. I took all 3 bowls.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, like a champ, you know, because I was a bong-hitting motherfucker back then. And, man, dude, after like 15 minutes, I was just like, man, I'm feeling crispy. What the fuck is going on? This usually is just a warm-up.
Yeah, I took a cookie once on a plane, and it was every now and then you get a cookie that just blows your fucking mind. And I took it before I got on board, and so I figured I always time it for like an hour and 20 minutes. That's usually what it takes, right?
Yeah.
Before you're just not moving.
Yeah.
That's it. Wherever you are is where you stay. So I got on board and got in just in time. But the plane takes off. I strap in. I pull back, click, click on the seat, right? And just go into orbit. Eyes closed. I'm watching like neon cartoons fuck in front of my eyeballs. And I'm like literally seeing hallucinations.
Shit.
And I'm feeling my body flying through the air going 500 miles an hour. I'm like super hyper aware that I'm in this metal tube hurling through the sky.
You're fucking
and I'm leaning back in my chair while this is going on. I'm going, fuck! This is crazy. And I'm hallucinating at the same time and seeing crazy things.
Damn.
Yeah, you'll take cookies and you'll be convinced it's over.
Oh yeah,
this is it.
Look,
I can't survive this.
The cookies are misleading. The cookies are misleading.
They seem so cute.
Yeah, they taste so fucking good. You like, and then they don't hit you right away. So you're like, yeah, maybe I got to eat another one. And then before you know it, you're like 3 in. And fucking toasted beyond belief.
I know I've said this 100 times on the podcast before, but I just have to say it in the interest of that somebody might not know this. If you eat it, it's a totally different high. Because your body produces something called 11-hydroxy metabolite. It's by eating it gets processed by your liver, and it's like 4 to 5 times more psychoactive than THC.
Yeah.
So that's the real issue with it. This is not. No one educates anybody about this. You just think this is strong. It's not just strong. It's something you've never experienced before.
Yeah. If you do too much, you'll freak out.
Yeah. It's a psychedelic.
Yeah. It can. Yeah, for sure. If you have enough of it, for sure, you could definitely have one of those freakouts where you're like, I want it to end. I want it to end. Yeah. And the thing is, you cannot make it end. You got to ride it all the way the fuck out.
Dude, my friend Eddie Bravo had one where he was crying and thinking about his grandmother and going through some crazy shit about this. He had created some character, like it was like a white guy who wanted to be a black rapper so bad he put black makeup on. He was like literally putting blackface on, and he was saying that he had vitiligo and that he's just trying to even his skin out. But he got so high from eating this brownie that he was so sorry that he made it. And he was like, man, people are going to misunderstand. They're going to hate me. They're going to think I'm making fun of black people. What did I do? Like, he was terrified. It was like he had gone to the grips of sanity.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, he was fine again.
He's totally, back down to earth, man. That shit makes you so fucking paranoid. Yeah, when you get super fucking high like that off of, an edible, I mean, you get, either you have a great time, you know what I mean? And you relish it. It's like, yes, this was the fucking perfect amount to have. Or you're that guy, like I said, I want it to end right now. But you can't. You have to ride it out, man.
You have to ride it out.
You have to ride it out, and just always remember to breathe.
Yeah, always remember to breathe. I mean,
breathe.
this people don't even understand what we're saying because this is not really life threatening for folks who've never done anything.
No, it just
That's not
trips
what
you
it is.
out.
What it is it's